Hey guys, Jonathan here at Night Knowledge. I hope you and your families are all staying safe with the social distancing and the lockdowns. One of the things I'm missing these days is my board game nights, as well as being able to go out hiking with my friends. In comes Parks by Keymaster Games. It's a 1 to 5 player competitive game where players take on the role as hikers. We'll go on trails, take pictures on vistas, and visit one of the many US national parks. Today's video is going to be a solo gameplay video which will show you how the game will play. Let's get started. Okay, so if you're unfamiliar with parks, we are hikers and we're going to be going through a trail each season, 4 seasons in a year, and hopefully at the end to visit some parks over here. Um, to be able to visit a park, you need to do a park action and you need to be able to pay the resources there. The resources are found on the trail right here. There are bonus resources based off the season over here. So it follows a pattern of sunny, rainy, sunny, rainy, sunny again. We have the ranger tracker over here. Whenever the rangers, which we're going to denote by the red hikers, whenever the red hikers goes over one of these special tokens, it is going to add it to the tracker. And when it's filled up, something bad will happen. It says here for this current season, which is Season of Waves, we gain 1 water when you gain a canteen. So, and our canteen is right here actually. That's the one we start off with, where when we gain water, we can fill the canteen and we will get our choice of we can hand in a token to get what's it called? A token that acts as any other token, or we can reserve a park. We'll talk about that if we actually do that. We have a hidden goal, which is revealed to you. Basically, I'm looking to visit parks with the sun token. We start off with the first player token, as well as the camera. I believe at the end of the game, if you have the first player token, you'll get a point. We might be visiting the vista over here, and if we get any pictures taken, then each picture will be worth 1 point at the end of the game. So we have our extra trail pieces here, and I believe we can start the game. Basically, the player with the first player marker goes first. I'm going to go first, and let's see, with my goal of getting a lot of sun, I think I want to go here to the valley. So now, to move the rangers, what you'll do is you'll draw one of the gear cards, and based off the cost of the gear card, it tells you how far the ranger moves. So this only costs 1, so it goes, normally the ranger would go here, but the rules state that if the ranger would land on a space where you are, they would actually move to the next one. So they actually move here. So they have actually just added the first sun token to the token tracker. Okay, so that is the height of the ranger's turn. So now it's my turn. And I think I'm going to move forward here. And this will allow me to collect one of the water tokens. So I have the option though, as I collect that, do I want to fill up my canteen and reserve a park? Or do I want to save that water token as a resource itself? None of my parks require water right now, so it probably is best to use that to fill up my canteen. Well, but you know what? I don't have any resources right now anyways. So I'm not going to do anything about that. I'll just keep the resource out, and I will take a canteen. So this canteen, if I fill it up, it will allow me to trade 2 tokens for any other 2 tokens that are not the wild card, I guess, tokens. So that is my turn. Now, to determine which ranger goes first, there's a set of rules in the rule book. Basically, if one of my guys is further than the farthest ranger will go. So we'll be moving this guy right here. So we flip over the card. It is a 2-cost card. So the ranger will go 1, 2, and the ranger has added another sun token to the tracker. If he collects 1 more sun token, then this bad thing will happen, which will be, we're going to keep the next event card. Typically, once you do this bad thing, we discard it or we put it underneath the event deck. But and then we flip over the next one, so we see what bad thing would happen. But if this one actually goes through, then we just keep it down. So we don't know which one to go with. So with that done, I'm actually going to move this guy here. And, I do apologize. I already made a mistake. So my first turn, I would have gone to the valley, and that would have given me two sun tokens. Going there again, I would have gotten 2 more. So with 4 overall and a 12 max, now it is the ranger's turn. The ranger, because the furthest ranger is in front of both of my other hikers, then the back hiker is going to go. So we're going to flip over the gear card. It is another 2. So that means he's going to go 1, 2 spaces. So now it's my turn. I could go here. If I want to go to a spot where another hiker is, I would need to flip over my fire or my campfire token. I'm not too sure if I want to do that. The gear I can currently buy is you may gain 1 wild token instead of a mountain at the mountain. Oh, interesting. And you may fill a canteen for free when you visit a mountain. Also, they're both mountain related. That's pretty good. I think I might try that. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to turn over my campfire, which allows me to go there. And I'm going to spend the 1 sun token to buy this guy right here. So this is binoculars. You may gain a wild token instead of a mountain when I go to the mountain. Okay? So now, let's see. If a ranger is ahead or tied with your front hiker, which it is, I'll be moving the back ranger. So I'll be moving this guy right here. So let's turn it over. It's another 2. So this guy will actually move here. And we add a water token to the tracker. So I should start moving my guy at the back, if possible. I think what I'd like to do is, I think I should move this guy forward. I'm going to move this guy forward, and I'm going to take the bonus token, plus this time I'm going to remember to get the forest due to the forest symbol right here. So that means this guy is going to move, and it is a 3-star or 3 sun. So he's going to move. Now, what's different about this solo mode is that when the hikers or when the ranger gets to this trail end, based off the cost, it tells you whether they go reserve a park, buy gear, or visit a park. So because it's 3, it goes down to here to visit a park. And what happens here is that we have to get rid of the park to the right. So that's removed. And when it's removed, unlike when players actually play, we don't replace the park immediately. So that's one less park that you can visit or reserve at the end of your turn. So now that it's my turn, I should probably... It's tricky. Because I want the mountain, but if I move it here, whether the hiker or the ranger gets a 1, 2, or 1 or 2, or even 3, is going to end up over here anyways. So I think I have to move my guy here to the trail end. And now I got to determine, do I want to buy more gear or do I want to reserve a park? So reserving a park allows you to go back to the park later on, but you're not gaining any points. And we're going for parks with a lot of, what's it called? We're going for ones with a lot of sun. So I think, now let's take a look at the gear. I could get this journal, and it will make parks cost 1 less forest. I'd have to hope that he doesn't land on a 2 and get rid of the Yellowstone Park, because that would get me almost completed for my personal goal right there. So this is tricky. Do I reserve the park or do I buy the gear? If I buy the gear, it'll be better over the course of the game. This middle gear says you may pay 2 tokens of any type of tokens to get a picture when you visit the forest. That's okay. I think I'm going to buy the gear. I hope this works out. We're going to buy the gear. I'm going to spend the 3 sun tokens to buy the journal. So that makes, so whenever I visit parks, it'll cost 1 less forest to visit. So we're going to turn over the gear. We're hoping for a 1 or a 2, not a 3. It's a 2. Perfect. So this guy's going to move here. Nothing happens. Now it's my turn. I have basically one free action. I could go right to the end, and that will stop him from doing anything. But I think I want more resources. So I'm going to go to the mountain here. So that says that when I go to the mountain, I can get a wild token instead. So this is one of the nice wild tokens in parks. They're not all bat-shaped. They're like bat-shaped. There's turtles. There's, looks like, what is this? I don't know what this is. Oh, that's an eagle. Eagles, bears, and so forth. So I think that's it. And then no matter what I pull, oh, and it did exactly what we didn't want to do. So when the ranger lands in the middle, we have to discard the center park, which is the one we wanted. And then we also lose the camera. So I'll just take that off to the side. The camera, what it does is when we visit the vista, instead of having to pay 2 tokens to take a picture, we just pay one token. And I'll have to double check if at the end of the game whether it's worth anything. Let me just double check. No, the camera's not worth anything at the end of the game. So since the hiker went there, I have to move to the end, and I get to choose what I want to do. So I don't have enough. I could buy the wide angle lens, which is, I think, useless right now. I can't visit any of the parks, so I'm going to just go to reserve the park, which would, I can reserve this one here, or I can try to reserve blindly from there. Let me just double check that as well. Yeah, I can reserve randomly from the top. And I think that's what I'm going to do, because that is, I'd rather something with suns. So I got this guy here, which is the Guadalupe Mountains National Park. And maybe I'll put it this way so that you can see what the cost is. So I put it horizontal to show that I've reserved that park. So it doesn't score me any points now, but I can visit that park in the future rather than the ones right here. So, and that will give me the 2 suns that I need for my personal goal. So that is the end of this round. What happens now is we move our hikers back. And I do apologize. When I visited the place here, or when I got this token here, I would have put the water token on top of there. Okay, so we move our hikers back. We take off any tokens off our canteens, and we're going to add a trail to the existing trail. And we will replace the parks. So we have the North Cascades National Park and the Mammoth Cave National Park. The North Cascades National Park is found in Washington. Often called the American Alps, the North Cascades feature jagged peaks, deep valleys, cascading falls, and alpine glaciers. While the Mammoth Cave National Park is found in Kentucky, the Mammoth Cave is the world's largest known cave system with more than 400 miles explored. Okay, so I've shuffled that. Okay, so on the left-hand side, the new park that we have is Arcadia National Park. It's found in Maine. Many believe the rising sun touches Cadillac Mountain on its 1,530-foot peak before any other places in the United States. We have the Biscayne National Park in Florida. 95% of the park is water with only 1 mile of roadway. So the majority of visitors visitors enter by boat. So we're going to add the last trail to our total trail. Okay. We're going to turn over the season card. So this is the season of snow. Gain 1 water if you gain any mountain on a turn. Okay, interesting. I don't know how that really works in conjunction with my binoculars over there. Okay. So we're not doing too bad. I think we got 4, 8, 11, 14, 16 points. Actually, that's kind of bad. My past games I've done actually pretty well. I got about, I think, 25 points on my first game solo, and on my second game I got 29 points. You're aiming for 30 plus points, and we're nowhere close to that. But you know, things don't go as you plan it. So at the beginning of the trail, we have a forest, we have a river, we have an ocean, we have a valley, we have a lookout, we have a mountain, a lodge, vista, and wildlife. Okay, so that is that, and the weather pattern is sun, rain, rain. So we always start on the second trail before we repeat it. So sun, rain, rain, sun, rain. We have only Arcadia right there has a sun, so I don't know if we're gonna be able to complete our personal goal over there. Let me keep all my tokens together so I don't break the rules. So I have a ton. I have nine tokens. Okay. So let's move that there. Let's move that there. Okay. So The Rangers are still first, so let's hope we get a good turn. 2. So the Rangers go here, and they add to their Ranger tracker over here. So what do I want to do? If I gain a forest, that's no big deal. What do I want to do? I want to gain a lot of forests in this one. So I guess that's what I'll do. So, forest. Okay. So now I have 10 tokens. That's a lot of tokens. We're going to have some wasted tokens afterwards. So now the back ranger is going to go to 3. And that will fill up the second part of the tracker. So now where do I want to go? I want to go to the lookout to start using up my tokens, but that is like a waste, I feel. So we'll put this guy here. We'll gain our 11th, is that 11? Yep, our 11th token. So we could do a parks action or buy gear. It's not the best option. Okay, so I'm just gonna go visit a park. So let's visit Arcadia National Park. This will cost typically 2 forests, 1 sun, and 1 water. But due to my journal and my trail map, it's gonna cost 1 less of the forest and sun. So actually all we need is 1 forest and 1 water, which we do have. Okay, so I'm gonna pay the cost and we're gonna add it to our completed parks. Okay, and that goes here. Shenandoah National Park in Virginia. With over 500 miles of trails in the park, Shenandoah uses leave no trace policy when hiking the backcountry. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so now that back hiker is going to go. He drew a 3. 1, 2, 3. That finishes the tracker right here. Oh no. So this says here, discard all of my forests. Thankfully, I only have 1. Okay, so we will discard this. We'll replace it with a new one. And let's see, move the active ranger to the site before the trail end. Oh, that's horrible. We can't let them get a sun. Okay. Okay, so that is that action. So many suns. You may gain a wild of instead of a mountain at the mountain. So that's, well, actually that does work. Okay. Oh, but I don't have water. I don't have water to copy it. So I think what I'm gonna do is discard a reserved park and all of my wilds. Oh, that's horrible. I'm gonna go to the valley and I'm gonna get the water and 2 suns. Hopefully that doesn't put me over. We'll count it up in a moment. We have 3, 6, 9, 11. We have 11 tokens. Okay. So the back ranger is going to go now and move 2. 1, 2. He can't go here, can't go here. He can go here, so that's fine. That's not good though. I am going to move, let's see. Crap. This is all bad options. I'm going to go here. I'm going to flip over my campfire so I can go there. We're going to do another park action. We are going to... What do I want to do? We don't have very many good options right now. I want to like wipe this board so I can get something that uses suns. So we're gonna finish Shenandoah National Park. It requires a forest and a mountain, but we don't need the forest, so all we need is a wild. And we replace it with the Grand Canyon National Park. Found in Arizona, water is the lifeblood of the Grand Canyon, a force of erosion, a sustainer in the desert environment, and a spiritual element. Okay. Let's see. So now the Rangers are going to go. And they got the worst option. For us, that is. So this completes this tracker. And move the active ranger to the site before the trail end. So, okay. And this is called government shutdown. So they completed that. And we're going to reveal the last event. Most likely that's going to happen. But nothing can really happen at this point. So now it's my turn. Let's see. So I'm going to go here. And I'm going to collect the water. And I'm going to, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to trade in two of my sun for 2 mountains. Okay. This is 11 tokens, so we're okay. The back hiker is going to go. And it's a 1, so he's going to go here. Nothing bad happens. I have to be careful. Oh, I have to be very careful. Let's pray that the hikers don't get a 1 or a 3. And knowing my luck in this game, they're probably going to get it. But I'm going to go to the mountain. And that will mean I can get another wild because the mountain. And I don't think this counts. I'd actually have to get a mountain to get another water. And that would be pretty good, actually. I should probably go for that. But now I have exactly 12. That would put me over. So let's just stick with that. Let's see what the last gear is. 3. This is the worst one. No, this is okay. So when both rangers are in front, the back ranger will go. He goes here. So this will get rid of this park, Biscayne. And we have to shuffle the 3 gear into the gear pile. I'm going to shuffle that up. Okay. So now it's my turn. I have to move my guys immediately. So I think I'm going to reserve the park. And what happens is that means I get the first player marker back. So we'll just put that over here. It refreshes my campfire. The reason why I'm going for the first player mark is because at the end of the game, the first player mark is worth 1 point. So now is the Rangers' turn. They got another 3. So that doesn't really matter. This would be shuffled back into there, but doesn't matter at this point. I have to move. And I think I'm going to go visit a park. And I will visit Nope, I can't visit anything, can I? Yes, I can visit. I can visit the Grand Canyon because the Grand Canyon requires 2 mountain, 3 waters, which thankfully I have the wild, and it costs 1 sun, but due to my trail map, it reduces the cost. So this Grand Canyon was visited at the very end. Okay. So that is it. let us change the board up so you can see how we calculate the points at the end. Okay, so this is the end of the game. To calculate points, you line up all of your parks, and we're going to count up the points here: 4, 8, 11, 14, 16, 19, 21, 25. This is worth 1 extra point, and if we visited parks with at least 5 suns, we'll get 2 extra points, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we actually did get the first part of our personal bonus. So what did we say? That was 25. Let me just verify. 8, 11, 14, 16, 19, 21, 25, 27, 29 points. And according to the rule book, 29 points means you're a seasoned hiker now. You're leaving those parks better than you found them. The rangers thank you. And just to recap, we visited Bryce Canyon National Park, North Cascades National Park, Arches National Park, Guadalupe Mountains National Park, Congaree National Park, Arcadia, Shenandoah, and the Grand Canyon. So that concludes today's video. Thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you had fun going along on my hike and the various parks that I visited. Thank you for your patience with any rules that I might have bungled. You know, it's a lot harder than it looks to play the game, but also keep all the rules in your head and make sure that you're following it all at the same time with pieces not really in front of you. This is actually like in 2 different spots upside down. So thanks again for joining. Check out the rest of my channel for other videos on board games, video games, and other fun things. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.